You're going to throw the wave to me,
Hey,
Steph.
there we go. Yes.
Right?
Oh,
Keep it going.
Finally doing it.
Keep it going. Yeah, the wave, the ridge actually is what shifts into the northeast here, and our warm wave comes our way. Temperatures warm up finally, and it's not just warming because we've had a little bout here or there, right? A couple days in January were warm. We're going to get warm across the northeast here, especially compared to what we've been. 15 to 30 degrees above average across the Midwest. That moves into the northeast by the time we get into your Thursday. So get ready for spring fever. If you don't have it today with all the sunshine and everything else, you will have it by the end of the week, I promise you. Today, tomorrow, Cleveland, you'll see your temperatures start going up by Wednesday and Thursday. We're in the 60s. We got temperatures in Louisville nearly 70. I know you got a lot to clean up after all that flooding we had. Finally saw the river crest there in the Ohio River, but now we are getting into some warmer times. All right, so let's focus in on the northeast. 53 is better than we've been in Boston. 60, wow, New York City, are you ready? DC, 71, and it just keeps going up from there. Temperature is 71 in D.C., 65 in Pittsburgh, Wednesday into Thursday. Here's that Thursday forecast, 65 in New York City. Burlington, we're going to be in the mid-50s. Weren't we just sub-zero, right? I mean, it was just so cold last week and even over the weekend. So we're really going to make some big changes this week. Providence, 41 today. It's a little below average, right? But don't worry, by tomorrow we are up. In fact, we are up into the mid-60s by the time we get into Friday. I think this is the warmest since November for us in Providence.
Yeah, this is a nice stretch they're going to go on after suffering again this.
And look at what we're dealing with here. The repair work is shifting into high gear at Panbull Dam in Jackson, Kentucky. Last week's flooding carved a big hole in the earthen structure. You can see it right here and all the work that has to be done. Repairs will also help shore up Highway 15, which runs atop the dam. Emergency managers in Breathitt County say it'll take $10 million to fix Panbull. Around 1,000 people were temporarily evacuated last week when the hole first appeared. So obviously blue sky and dry weather in these conditions here, but let me show you what's coming your way and where we are. What's the state of the flooding situation? Now, over the past 7 days, the biggest rain actually fell across South Georgia, some into Florida, right? That's where we had some of the biggest rainfall, not over the area, which unfortunately is dealing with, all the cleanup. So thankfully, actually, in places like Louisville, where I know you've been watching the river rise there, the Ohio River crested over the weekend. That's where we had been wet prior to that week. Now, where we see the rivers up at moderate flood stage right now, around Evansville, we've got the Ohio River, the Green River, not too far from there too, also looking at some moderate flooding, and we're still watching that go up a little bit more before it crests this week and then comes back down. So where are we going to get the additional rainfall that could exacerbate that flooding? And by the way, those flood forecasts do take into account some rain in the forecast. So the European model has the heaviest rain in southern parts of Missouri. The GFS model, same type of footprint, but this actually has bigger amounts coming in across the zone, and simply because we got storms that repeat right across the same area day after day as we get to the latter part of the week. So it could add up to more than an inch or two. Some spots could be locally heavier, and so when you look at where we are right now with that moderate flooding, where we're going, if there's concern that as you get water falling into this area, as it drains down, we could see additional flooding. And specialists from FEMA will fan out across Kentucky today. They'll determine whether residents will get help from the federal government following ice storms and flooding. New this morning, if the state qualifies, homeowners could get up to $35,000 for repairs, and that's money that doesn't have to be paid back. Governor Beshear estimates 200 homes took on water in Lee and Breathitt counties. Those are just 2 of the 8 Kentucky counties with significant flood damage.
I feel so bad for them.
First, the ice storms.
Jeez.
Storms, because there are multiple.
Can you imagine? No power is one thing, no water. I mean, it's really, really bad.
Yeah, it's a lot to do
about that. A lot to do, too, right? A lot of cleanup on top of it as well.
Just trying to push out of the shell casing a
when you
little
look
bit.
at the,
so here they come.
The landscape as a whole, it's a different color than it was like a couple weeks ago.
Especially
right?
on the maples. They have these little inconspicuous red leaves.
Yeah.
Or red flowers.
Red sort of buds. Yeah. Montgomery County is my home county. That's where I grew
is that
up.
right?
Yeah,
How about
Montgomery County,
that?
Pennsylvania. Yeah.
Well, hello, Jen's home county.
Yeah, it was beautiful. That was a beautiful view there. All right, let's do a little traveling out there. The view is beautiful in the west. You just can't see it because of everything that is going on. Now, if you're doing any travel along 5 today, showers. Remember yesterday in Portland we had those hailstorms. I think it's not out of the question we get that again. It's possible. And I did check on 5 over Siskiyou Summit. So there is snow in the forecast with temperatures dropping in the 20s overnight over the next several days. So get ready for some inclement weather traveling here, snowy travel, and then also dropping down here. Watch 5 in Northern California. We've got snow levels dropping. Things really do get cooler here over the next several days too. So not a great look for travel here across the Northwest. So this is tomorrow morning. We're still dealing with the showery type weather from I-5 through Central Oregon southward into California. Going to be a more of a persistent type of pre precip there. And then we go out to the plains where tomorrow morning looks good, but we're going to see the snow on the increase in Wyoming. Steph?
We want to take you now.
I saw a guy in flip-flops actually yesterday. It was, felt good in the sun for many. All right, but let's keep this heat wave going. We want it in the Northeast, right? Because for now, we have not seen any of it. It's been very cold all weekend long. We are still well in winter mode here. But Big Ridge does build by the time we get into the end of the week, so we'll see some numbers going up. We got to keep an eye on this jet stream. How much of this colder air sneaks into parts of the Northeast? Just how far south does it get? We'll look at those details. But overall, going above average. Wednesday, 15 to 30 degrees above average from the Great Lakes into the Northeast. Thursday, we keep it going. So as long as you see this orange here or red on the map here, you know you're going to be above average on those departures. So Wednesday's forecast, 65 in Chicago. How about 70s in St. Louis? Cleveland melting away the rest of our snow. We're going to be in the mid-60s by the time we get into Wednesday and Thursday. Temperatures staying above average, even behind the front. With temperatures in the 40s, Minneapolis, yes, you cool down, but you're still above average. All right, so then let's focus on the area that hasn't seen the cold yet. It is our turn, right, in the Northeast. Boston tomorrow, 54. New York going to be 61. D.C., how about 70 on Tuesday and 71 on Wednesday. So feeling good here. Now, temperatures do sneak down a little bit. You saw those 50s for one day. That looks like that east wind is going to do that for us. But then we're right back to the 60s for all of us here on Thursday. And Providence, Rhode Island, by the time we get into the end of the week, look at Friday, 64 degrees. Oh, it feels so good, Jim.
How do you not get like a euphoric jolt out of that?
I know, right?
I mean,
I do.
It's
for you.
Yes, we all do. And I hope you do too.